why you don't hear much about Luka Doncic anymore. Luka Doncic is always smiling and having fun, whether it's with fans, the media, and of course, his teammates. Luka has been posting random photos on Instagram in the Orlando bubble since returning with the Mavericks for the resumption of the season. It's not that Luka isn't around or working out hard, it's that he's competitive and won't be complaining about the bubble living conditions or anything. He's fully aware that the bubble is the best the NBA can do, and he's not complaining. Keep watching to know why you don't hear about Luka Doncic anymore. Trolling. The Dallas Mavericks have their own team in Orlando within the NBA's anti-COVID-19 bubble. Before kicking off with a few exhibition games, Luka Doncic was trolling all of his followers. Luka Doncic posted on Instagram with a picture of him playing pickleball in Bora Bora, per the photo's geotag. But at this time, he was supposed to be in Orlando. He tried to make reporters and fans believe that he wasn't in Orlando to continue the season. Then, Luka posted an Instagram story with Tahiti as the tag. But the Mavericks beat reporter Brad Townsend pointed out that Luka clearly wasn't in these places. If you actually believed Luka, you're very gullible. Luka was obviously just bored in his room waiting for the games to start, so he went to his social media and tried messing with people. Now, the Mavericks are playing basketball, and Luka set aside his trolling, and is looking forward to competing for a championship this season. Never hesitated to resume the season. After a long break in the NBA season due to the pandemic, Luka was finally ready to get back on the court and play some basketball. Some players had second thoughts about playing this season, but Luka never even gave it a second thought. He's been itching to get back on the court. "No, I never hesitated. I always wanted to play," Doncic said during a Thursday afternoon Zoom interview with reporters. "I miss basketball a lot, so I just want to play. There was no question about me. I just want to play." Luka is feeling good about the season, but his teammate Willie Cauley-Stein decided to sit out for the rest of the season. This was because Cauley-Stein was home for the birth of his child. Luka is definitely telling the truth about his desire to return. He's wired for basketball. That's also why you haven't heard from him. Quietly, in preparation for the return of the NBA, Luka started a workout regimen in Slovenia. That's where he began quarantining shortly after the NBA suspended games on March 11th. His trainer, Jure Draxler, was quoted saying that Doncic is not in the best shape, which is normal. Because of that quote, rumors started swirling, and people started to think that Luka wasn't in any kind of solid condition. Luka had to be quiet and just go to work while he waited for the NBA to resume. Luka clarified the comments. "Yeah, it was a misunderstanding," Luka said. He said, like, game shape. That means like 5-on-5 and something else. But I saw it, and a lot of that, I just didn't care much. I think I'm in good shape, and I'll just get better until Orlando games start. I think I'm in good shape. Luka had since been participating in individual workouts at the Mavericks practice facilities, just west of downtown, as the Mavs were not going to resume team workouts until they made it to Orlando. Luka also doesn't think that chemistry will be an issue, smiling as he says it. Luka just wants to win. He's always smiling and always prepared. "We just want to win as many games as possible," Doncic said. "Going there without pressure, having fun, playing basketball, and hopefully we can reach our goal. We just got to keep playing fun basketball and keep playing together." Cuban wanted Doncic to stay in America. Mavericks owner Mark Cuban joined the Musers on Sports Radio 1310 AM The Ticket. He used the show to talk about the advantage Dallas has going into the restart. Cuban admitted he was wrong about wanting Luka and Kristaps to not go overseas during the hiatus. Cuban said, "One thing that I was wrong on. I was really adamant in trying to get Kristaps Porzingis and Luka Doncic to stay here when the pandemic began. They were really pushing to go home, and it was their choice ultimately, against my discretion, and they wanted to go home, and they did go home. It turned out Latvia and Slovenia were much safer, and so they were able to work out hard and do a lot of the things that guys who are here in the States were not able to do. That gives us a little bit of a head start. They're able to push guys. They're a little bit more game ready going into these practices, and so that, being healthy, KP always continues to work on his body. He's getting stronger. I'm excited, and Seth Curry and Tim Hardaway Jr., I think they are unsung heroes because they spread the court for us and really opened things up for Luka. And Dorian Finney-Smith keeps on getting better. There's a lot to be excited about." Cuban might also not make it for the resumption right away, but he promised he'll show up eventually. "I'm gonna go, it's just a question of when. I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna be there for the first game yet just because of family stuff. I got 3 kids, and having a 13 and 16-year-old daughter creates its own set of dynamics right there. So trying to figure out what's going on with their schooling and all these other things really going to impact what happens more than anything. But I will be down there, I'm just not sure what day." Cuban talked about how life will be completely different without being able to leave the bubble. There's a variety of different options. If I just want to go and stay in an external hotel or just be around, then that's one thing. There's not a whole lot of restrictions there. If I want to go into the bubble, then I have to quarantine for a minimum of 4 days and get tested effectively, just like the players did. It's Hotel California. If you want to go in, you cannot leave unless you face all these different restrictions, and I have to quarantine for a minimum of 4 days. Once the playoffs start, that's a different beast. I'm definitely there. There's no doubt. But just in terms of play-in games, it might be a little bit more difficult because there's so many in such a short time span. He's eyeing some awards. Luka's been quiet because he's definitely eyeing some awards. Luka's start to his NBA career has been more than impressive. Luka averaged 21.2 points per game on 42.7% shooting, with 6 assists, 7.8 rebounds, and 1.1 steals per game as a 20-year-old. That season landed him 98% of the first place votes for Rookie of the Year. Fast forward to his sophomore season, and Luka looks even more impressive. He's putting up numbers that Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, and Magic Johnson did at the age of 20. That's serious. Maybe Luka could actually win the Most Improved Player award. It's unlikely, but he's working for it. Luka was having a historically good season, but it's hard to argue against an award for Luka, who has improved so much through one season. He was fantastic in his rookie season, but now he's sensational. If you want to understand what it takes to win the Most Improved Player award, you can look at Pascal Siakam's numbers when he won the award in 2019. You can see that Siakam improved his points per game average and developed a much better three-point shot, especially from the corner. Siakam increased his points per game average by 9.6 and his three-point percentage by 14.9% as he started to get more minutes on the court. You can take a look at Luka's numbers, which shows he developed as well, and almost like Siakam. Luka literally increased his points per game average by 7.5, while averaging just 1.1 more minutes per game than he did the season before. It's a wild jump that many would disregard because he's become an MVP candidate this season and was already Rookie of the Year. Many will ignore the fact that maybe he has improved the most in this NBA season. Most people will just look at scoring numbers when it comes to the award. So when you compare Doncic's points per 100 possessions and see the increase on the season with the other candidates, it's clear that he should be in consideration for the Most Improved Player award. There's always been one common criticism when it comes to Luka's game, and that has always been defense. In reality, according to NBA.com, Luka Doncic has the worst defensive rating on the Dallas Mavericks of players who average 20 or more minutes per game, giving weight to that, but that doesn't mean he hasn't improved on the defensive end. The reality is that his explosive offense really outweighs his bad defense. Doncic's defensive real plus minus still improved by only 0.21. His offensive real plus minus soared up to 2.22 via ESPN. Another metric that uses offensive and defensive factors is 538's Raptor statistic. Luka actually places 5th in total Raptor because of his 3rd ranked offensive Raptor. That outweighs his 178th ranked defense Raptor by a large margin. It really comes down to this. Luka is so good offensively that he does way more than enough to help with his share of winning basketball games. Devonte Graham will likely win the award, but Luka should at least be a candidate. Graham was playing just 14.7 minutes per game last season, and now he's 5th in total three-pointers made, 4th in total assists, and 8th in total minutes played. But he's a brutal defender, much worse than Luka. He's ranked in the 400s in defensive statistics. Then there's Jason Tatum. Tatum is in the top 20 in both total points and total steals this season, and is known for being one of the best two-way wings in the league. According to NBA.com, he's increased his plus-minus by 2.9 and is now leading the Celtics in scoring. Lastly, there's Doncic. We'll continue to hear that common rebuttal. If he already won the Rookie of the Year award, how could he be the Most Improved Player? It might not even seem like a drastic improvement, but his numbers really do enough talking. He really increased his scoring load. Plus, Luka increased his assist percentage by 13.7, while actually decreasing his turnover percentage. Last year, Doncic had a PER of 19.6, which was just the 51st best in the league. Now it's up to 5th best at 27.7 before the season went on pause. He's provided 3.7 more offensive win shares than he did last season, and needs just one more win in the restart to help the Mavericks get back into the playoffs for the first time in 4 years. There's no argument that Luka shouldn't be deserving of the award. There are other players who have improved at a high level, like Devonte Graham or Jason Tatum. There's going to be people that argue you can't improve that much after winning a Rookie of the Year award. All we know is that Luka has been quiet and silent. He's waiting for the NBA to return. He's been working on his game and his conditioning to make sure he can help bring a championship back to Dallas. An early championship for Luka with Dallas could solidify him as being one of the all-time greats throughout his career. He'd prefer a quick championship in his career, because as he gets older, it'll only get tougher. You can ask LeBron that, and he'd say the same. Luka will troll his fans, but he'll always have a smile on his face. You can tell how excited he is to get back on the court and do what he loves to do. Luka is made for the NBA, and the NBA has embraced his talents as he has become one of the biggest stars in the league. Luka understands that the bubble isn't going to be the most exciting time, but he's not one to complain. With a smile on his face, Luka just wants to get back to work and dominate in the NBA. After all, that's his day job, and he's extremely good at it. Luka has been training to get his conditioning back, and was given some time to be with family overseas instead of staying in America. That gave him time to relax and appreciate what he's had. He won't be complaining coming back into the NBA, but he sounds extremely refreshed and ready to hit the court with his teammates. To be one of the greatest players of all time, you have to win championships. People criticize LeBron all the time for losing in the finals. Can Luka ultimately keep everyone in check, do the dirty work, and win a title this season in a big restart? His teammates seem more healthy, like Kristaps. Why not Luka in the Mavericks? Luka has been overlooked before, and we might be overlooking Luka and the Mavericks as a whole when it comes down to it. Ultimately, he'll stay quiet and work for what he wants. That could mean a title in a couple of months.